Coming up on Theater Talk.
There were some terrific plays off Broadway, new plays this year that were really helping us understand who we are now. It's been a long time since I felt I could say that.
Theater Talk is made possible in part by the CUNY TV Foundation. From New York City, this is Theater Talk. I'm Susan Haskins, and here with me is Jesse Green from New York Magazine. In a few minutes, Bryce Pinkham and Lora Gayer will be here to sing the best-selling song ever. But before we celebrate the holiday season, we're going to look back with more skepticism on the last season on Broadway with three major critics. Linda Winer of Newsday, Elisabeth Vincentelli, who writes for the New York Times and the New Yorker, and Jesse Green, who happens to be my co-host.
I'm here again. What?
Yes, drama critic of New York Magazine. Welcome all. Jesse, I've asked you to select our first show for discussion.
Well, let me just concentrate on the season and see what comes out. I think the thing to talk about is the big hit that opened most recently at the end of the season, Dear Evan Hansen, the new Broadway musical, was seen off Broadway earlier in the year. What did we all think of it?
Well, I loved it. I loved it at second stage when he played off Broadway. I loved it again on Broadway. I think it's a great, very well constructed, very well built show.
What is it about?
Great bones. It's about a kid who gets embroiled in a kind of social media hoax. And he basically gets in over his head in a lie that completely morphs out of his control. And he's your stereotypical, very awkward teen, and that lie helps him come out of his shell, he finds a social life, he finds a love life, he finds new parents even. But of course,
It's a lie.
it's a lie.
And it collapses.
This major part is played by Ben Platt.
A 23-year-old actor, Ben
Terrific.
Platt, who's fantastic. He
Fantastic.
plays a 17-year-old kid. And, you know, I think in my experience, maybe in yours as well, the combination of technical skill, because there's a lot of technique involved in in producing the social anxiety that he feels, plus beauty of voice. He sings like crazy. And, you know, getting this enormous arc of this character from totally alone to being popular in this weird way and then losing it all. It's quite a dramatic story, all on his shoulders, or mostly on his
And I
shoulders.
think he's on stage pretty much the entire time. He's almost never off stage.
It's an amazing
it's
performance.
A huge.
Well, I think it's an amazing performance that was almost too good for the plot, because I felt that I loved the show. I decided when I saw it at second stage, I had a lot of problems because I think it really trivializes mental illness and suicide. I think here's somebody he wasn't just a shy, lonely kid. He couldn't look at anyone in the eye, couldn't order food for himself, he couldn't make change. He was on, who knows what he was on, at least antidepressants.
Yes, some speculate that they're saying he has Asperger's. But
Well, he certainly seems severely socially disturbed. He can't have relationships. And he's so good at it and then within weeks, all he needed was a home-cooked meal and a kiss from a girl, and he's fine.
You're
He's
saying that
cured.
doesn't
He's
work,
not-
Linda?
He's cured.
My
He's
whole
not. No. He's not
He's still
cured.
fidgeting
he's
a bit.
better. He's better. But I don't think he still has a long way to go. He's not magically great, and the homecoming thing. Although, funnily, you almost. I mean, that's not in the show, but you can picture him. But I don't think he's not there at all.
I think he's wonderful. I think he's so good at it that I miss him when he turns into a normal kid. And
oh, spoiler alert!
well, they already
also
did that.
falsehood alert. He doesn't turn into a normal kid.
Okay, not that normal. But anyway, when I saw it on Broadway, I decided to wipe it clean and see it as a show. and not get hung up on the psychological ramifications of what I think is
What he was doing.
trivializing. Yeah, is trivializing. And so I think it's a wonderful show. And I basically said in my review, look, I have these problems with it. I don't care anymore. And then I went on to review the show because I think it's terrific.
It has a wonderful cast, including Rachel Bay Jones as Evan Hansen's mother, and Mike Feist, who plays a truly demented bad kid who commits suicide, which sort of kicks off the plot. He's wonderful too.
And beautifully directed.
The whole show
Just
is very
every
well done,
moment,
and
really.
I want to also point out it's not just the performance or just the plot. The craft of the writing throughout is unusually high for a musical. They're really on point at every moment. They're not very many unconsidered decisions. There may be some that don't appeal to one person about this or another person about that, but at every moment where they could hone the themes and bring them together, they did, and it makes for an incredibly rich evening, not just about the one story. It's also about socioeconomic differences between the families that are involved, and about the medicalization of mental illness and all kinds of things.
And it's not music that we've heard before.
Right.
It's terrific music, and it's not one of those shows where I sit there and I think, I play Name That Tune, that I think, oh, that one sounds like Heartbreak Hotel. No, it doesn't. I think, and it's very difficult music. It's really, really hard to sing.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, I think it's really high range things.
Well, I mean, that says a lot about the standard of Broadway when you think that's difficult music. That's pretty, it's not really.
Well, maybe you mean difficult
But that
to sing.
said, I'm a
You're-
huge fan
I
of the
mean
score.
difficult to sing.
You're talking about difficult to grasp.
No,
which
both.
it isn't.
Actually, both. I don't think. No, I don't think it's. But that said, I'm a huge fan of the score. I think it's a great score.
I think these guys are really good.
Yeah, and they
Ben
had
Pasek and Justin
they had already
Paul.
done the only Christmas musical I can tolerate, which is A Christmas Story.
Oh, yes, right.
Wonderful. They just did the lyrics for La La Land. These guys are everywhere right now and very well deserved. I'm very curious as to what they're going to do next.
Yes.
And
So while we're on the subject of musicals, maybe we ought to talk next about the other musical that recently opened, but this one off Broadway. I don't know if all of us have seen it, but I know that two of us who did gave it big raves.
Big raves.
A new musical called The Band's Visit. Linda, you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's based on a movie from 2007, and it's really peculiar. It's moody and strange and enchanting and in its own world. And it's about an Egyptian police band that was supposed to go to a different Israeli town to inaugurate an Arab cultural center. And by accident, they ended up in this other town, which is filled with gorgeous-looking bored people who are so bored with their lives. They're waiting. They sing, I'm waiting
This is
for
in
something
Israel?
to happen.
Yes.
It's in Israel, but it's a little town that nobody wants to go to. And the tone of it is so consistently droll and poignant.
And Tony Shalhoub's in it?
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony
is in
Shalhoub
it.
plays the conductor of the police band, and a man who's carrying a great deal of sadness on him that you don't really know what it's about, but you feel it the whole time until the story begins to come out. But nothing in the story comes out in the way you expect it's going to.
Totally
it
unexpected.
completely throws away the rule books that they teach in the musical theater writing workshops that Evan Hansen follows
Yeah.
to great effect.
Yes,
yeah.
there's
This-
no opening I want song.
Right, there's no the big
There's an
ballad
opening
doesn't-
I'm bored song.
the big love ballad doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
It's sort of, they sort of scoot around it and come to another side. The score is by David Yazbek, the terrific songwriter who's really reached a new level here, and the book is by the playwright
Moses.
Itamar Moses.
This is at the Atlantic Theater,
It's at
and unfortunately it cannot extend, or I
But
don't-
there is talk of it
very
eventually
good.
transferring.
Good, good.
And with the reviews it got,
Yeah.
I've never seen a sort of a panel of green reviews on show score like that.
Good.
But another musical not new that we ought to discuss is Sweet Charity, which opened in a radically rethought production from the new group this fall, starring Sutton Foster. Elisabeth, you saw it.
yes, and I have mixed feelings about it. I think Sutton Foster's performance is really tremendous.
See me now, that little gang of mine. I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine.
I felt lucky to be in that room. I really felt like, I cannot believe I'm seeing this, and so close too, because they're doing it, well, not quite in the round, but three-sided.
It's a small theater.
Three-sided, it's very small.
299 seat house.
Yeah.
So I really felt blessed to be in there. And that's it, the production itself has problems. There's a lot of double, triple casting that to me doesn't work at all. And I'm surprised that you're saying it's radically rethought, and people are like, oh, it's so dark. You think that's dark? You think that production as majority is dark? I mean, you guys need to get out more, because that is
But it's intrinsic
dark
to the
by
show.
what standards?
The show has such contradiction
Right, exactly.
in tone. It's intrinsically
So it does not
an
go far
annoying
enough
show.
in that.
Yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't go
when
far
people
enough
say
in
it's
that.
dark, they're
Tried.
comparing it to previous productions,
Right.
which emphasize the kind of brass band, Gwen Verdon,
Cy
knock 'em in
Coleman,
the aisles
yeah.
aspect of it, which is
Sure.
there.
You can't-
Absolutely.
That's the problem, is that it's still the show. And so she still has to do, go to the ridiculous scenes that are the musical comedy scenes, even though the woman is pathologically optimistic in a pathetic way. So, God, it sounds like I think everyone's crazy.
and-
but
No, but
And she's basically,
right,
she's
because-
basically a B-girl, what we used to
She's-
call a horrible existence. I mean,
Yes.
that was always there. What was
Yeah.
the movie it was based on? The
Knights of
Knights
Tiberia.
Yeah.
Deavere.
And her resilience, and every time she hangs on a guy, and she's you think that she's a mental case, and then she has to go through all these very, very silly musical comedy scenes, because these guys who wrote it, they also wrote The Life. Did you ever see The Life?
Yes.
Another
The
story
Life
about prostitutes.
about the happy prostitutes on 42nd Street. So it was, except for the wonderful music and the wonderful performances from the Bob Fosse days on, the show to me is kind of repulsive. And so the fact that they tried to darken it up, they did darken it up, and yet there's still all those musical comedy things in there.
Well, they
that
went as
makes-
far as they could go while they were
Within what
restrained
they
to,
have.
to
Well, yeah.
use the script and the score that
But
exists
I think you can use that script and really go
even further.
farther. Absolutely.
Well, they may get a chance.
They
We're
were
told
very,
it's
they
going
were
to
very
transfer.
timid.
They
I
do.
still feel that the Lee Silverman, the director, taking this material and exploring it in this way was totally worth it on its own, and also for the opportunity to see Sutton Foster.
I'm very happy they took a stab at it. I'm
Yeah.
really happy I saw it. I'm happy it's there. I think it should go a lot further, and I think you can do it without touching the book at all. It's all about how you stage it and perform it. It's all in there. And also, if you're going to have those radical new arrangements, which I personally did not care for, it's a very small band.
all women.
I
band.
think it's a limp band. I was very disappointed from a musical point of view.
Yeah, I
that
was
There was
also.
just no life in those.
Well, there's nothing
Oh.
anyone could do if you only are going to have 5 instruments. As I said in my review, there's a song called "I'm a Brass Band," and there was no brass in the orchestra. Oops, sorry.
But the idea of seeing Sutton Foster that close up, she's fantastic and has so dewy faced.
Yeah.
This is a woman who's been at this pretty rough life for what, 8 years, 10 years. She doesn't sweat. You can be right next to her. I'm talking about both the character and the actress. Let's talk about the actress. She's real. I always thought she was wonderful, but seeing her that close up, working that hard and not breaking a sweat is really.
Wow.
I think the problem is with a potential transfer is that if you transfer, it's going to lose by definition the big attraction of the show. You're not going to have that closeness. And that to me is the number one appeal of this particular production. So if you lose that on Broadway,
Well,
what do
I
you
agree.
have?
Let's use that as a good transition to talk about Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, which famously began at Ars Nova in a 99-seat
Oh,
or
yeah.
less
Yeah, yeah.
space, then moved to a tent downtown, and then a tent uptown, and then Harvard, and now has arrived on Broadway at the Imperial Theater, well named, and unrecognizable in the Imperial Theater because it has been completely altered by the incredible design. I was not a big fan of it anywhere, but I wonder what you guys think.
I think that it's a fantastic gimmick. I think it's a really, I think it's so enjoyable. It's fabulous looking. It's really fun to be there, and it means nothing.
Tolstoy would be so proud.
Well, it's 70 pages of Tolstoy. So.
Even so, but Elisabeth, you seem to.
No, I love the show. I've loved it in all
All the-
incarnations. I've seen them all, and I've loved them all. I think it's actually a very poignant and very, very sad and melancholy show, and I don't agree that it's about nothing. The gimmick is, I think it could actually work in almost any way you do it. I think the score is that strong. The score, now talk about something I've never heard on Broadway. That score is something I've never heard on Broadway, a lot more than Evan Hansen, which really, as we said, followed the music theater workshop playbook.
Yes.
The one thing they do differently actually in that show is that they have their big number very early on in Dear Evan Hansen. But the sounds you hear in Great Comet are completely different from anything you hear on Broadway. He really does not follow the, by here I mean Dave Malloy, the score. It does not follow the playbook at all. And I think it's a very poignant show about illusions and friendship, and I would say the current version is my least favorite. And I'm,
Yes, now,
I'm
Ros-
really not being a snob here, but I think there's some casting changes.
Yeah, well,
that
you've
I'm
lost
not-
Dave Malloy, the composer who wrote it for himself, to
Even
play Pierre.
more important, we've lost Philippe Assou,
Ah.
Yes.
who played
Yes.
Natasha.
Who is
Yeah.
otherwise occupied in developing Amelie.
Amelie.
Yes, and I
But-
think that is a very, very big loss.
But they got Josh Groban to take over for Dave Malloy.
very good. I
He's
think
very
he's
good,
really
sings
good.
gorgeously, and brings the tickets in. I mean, that's
Yes, he
obviously.
sells the tickets.
More power to him. I
yeah.
mean, it's a
Yeah.
great.
No, many a performer from another field has come to Broadway and done a lot worse. So.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're running out of time, so let us go around and pick one production that we want to.
Because we haven't mentioned any plays yet. Elizabeth
Yes.
has one ready for us.
I'm totally ready. I think I'm very happy that Sweat, Lynn Nottage's latest play, is not only doing. Is it still playing? I think it is.
And we'll be moving
It
to
will be
Broadway.
moving to Broadway, and incredibly, it's her Broadway debut
Yeah.
for Lynn Nottage. It boggles the
Yeah.
mind.
That Rowan didn't go to Broadway.
I mean, I am a huge fan. I think she's an amazing playwright. The play, some people don't like it. They say it's the characters are a little too. I mean, I've read that some people object to the characters being. Oh, that would
Yes.
be you.
That would be me.
Now, and
Would
we
be
should say
you.
this is about working class people in Allentown. Is it Allentown?
No, it's
Reading.
Reading.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
But it could be
They
Allentown.
work in a factory doing very menial work, and
It
they're
all
being
takes place in the
downsized.
bar where they
Yeah.
meet up.
It's really a portrait of what led to Trump, if,
Yeah.
if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Totally.
It
It's a
is.
very
It's,
timely play now. When they
precious.
started it, it probably
I mean, that's what I like most about it is
Yes.
that you need to see this play in order to help understand what happened
Yeah.
in our country.
But it's a very conventional play, unlike a lot of
Sure.
Lynn Nottage's other work.
Yeah.
And it's much more conventional, and it's felt to me like an old-fashioned Depression-era play, only the Depression is ours. And
I'm all in favor of that. I think because it really hits you, and and I hope it's going to hit a very wide range of people. It's a very accessible play, and I don't mean that. This is not a backhanded compliment at all. Like this is a great technical feat to make an accessible play that really, I was completely with it from like first minute till the very end. Yeah, it's old-fashioned in the best meaning of the term.
And I agree with you,
It's-
Elizabeth, and I did not know, although I knew to some extent where it was going, the end is devastating. The Paxo just such a powerful play. And yes, I saw it before Trump was elected, so there you go. It is
Yeah.
very,
Now we need to
Timely
let
now.
hear what Linda's
Yes.
interest was this.
my favorite play of the year, if I have to play that game, is three plays. It's the Gabriel family, a year in the life of a family in an election, or whatever the long title is.
Election year in the life of one family.
I knew you would know. And this is Richard Nelson's trilogy, which came after his 4 plays on the Apple family. And it's very much like that. It's just very conversational, very intimate, a small group of people, mostly related, sitting in the same place in their house in
Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck, thank you very much. Can you just follow me around? I
Put
can
a
go
leash
like that,
on me and I'll be there.
And you'll answer for me
Yes.
in Rhinebeck, which is where Richard Nelson lives. And the Apple family was a little bit higher class, and now it's the Gabriels. I have a little bit more economic problem, but the first one opened soon after Super Tuesday, and it was set on that date. The second one was just during the election. And the third one was on the day of the election. We were there that night and they didn't know what the results of the election were going to be, and neither did we.
And you're accusing Natasha of having
Of a gimmick? Oh, it was very effective. But now the play will always be looking back to what it felt like.
Like Sweat, this is a production of the Public Theater, which is really on point with helping us understand the world we're living in. And I agree with Linda. For both of us, it was our top play on our top 10 list, but I know Elisabeth had different feelings about the Apple play.
My caveat, because I have not seen the Gabriel plays. I've seen the Apple, but from what I understand, they're kind of along the same vein. I mean, there's not a drastic difference. And to me, it's just solipsistic blah, blah.
So there you have it, best play of the year or a solipsistic blah, blah.
No, but I
Can't wait for his Groundhog Day play. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just, there's no there.
Talk about understanding what's happening right now. Anna Deavere Smith's Notes from the Field, her one-woman show about
the school to prison pipeline.
Yes.
And I'm black, you feel me? Tough black people. I seen plenty of white officers do. I see them do it together. This ain't no racist thing. I don't see no racist thing come into play. It's a hatred thing. You know, they hate.
Just so striking, and I hope that we see that again, or I hope they put that on television.
And also those plays, the Deavere Smith and the Lynn Nottage, are not spinach. You know, we say, they're really plays that really take you on a really good ride.
Very powerful.
Some terrific plays off Broadway, new plays this year that were really helping us understand who we are now. It's been a long time since I felt I could say that.
In very imaginative, entertaining ways.
Right.
That's what's great about it.
Alas, we're out of time. I'm so happy that you're all here. Elisabeth Vincentelli, who writes for the New York Times and the New Yorker, Linda Winer of Newsday, and Jesse Green from New York Magazine. Thank you so much for being here. So, Michael.
I'm sorry I missed the lively critic segment, but I'm here for a little holiday good cheer.
That's right, and we are welcoming Bryce Pinkham, Lora Lee Gaynor, and Justin Hornback from Holiday Inn.
For that great Irving Berlin standard.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in
merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
I love the outfits, guys. You got to show the people. You too, Justin. Come on, get up there. Let's see it. You can get these. Where do you get? Target, Walmart. Where do you get these things?
Macy's, just down the block.
That's it. All right.
Bryce, Lara Lee, Justin, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
They're at the Holiday Inn at Studio 54 below until January.
No, 54 above.
54 above, right?
January 15th.
Exactly.
So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, or happy just day off sitting around.
And may all your Christmases be white.
Our thanks to the Friends of Theater Talk for their significant contribution to this production. Theater Talk is made possible in part by the Frederick Lowe Foundation, the Corey and Bob Donnelly Charitable Fund, the Noel Coward Foundation, Carrie J. Fries, the Dorothy Strelson Foundation, and the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs.
We welcome your questions or comments for Theater Talk. Thank you